HBW has actually been around for 8 years. We're kind of moving and shaking to do this ourselves.
Come on.
We have some exciting things happening this year, and people are wondering, why did we start a podcast?
We need to give people behind the scenes overview of what HBW does, but also give women in the organization a platform to also have visibility themselves, like so people can connect and learn and grow from them.
Right. So to me, it's not just about putting them there. Once they get there, what are we doing with them so that we can amplify their voice and support their business?
In a platform like this, you want to have events to where you grow and you're placed in those rooms, but it means something.
Hannah, what does success actually feel like versus what you thought it would feel like?
Chaotic. And success is not just like a moment where you're like, oh, everything's perfect. It's still chaotic.
What are some of the behind the scenes, like things that almost didn't go well, but they wound up working out, or just give us insight into what it takes, the messiness, maybe the chaotic days, like whatever you're willing to share about what it takes to grow an organization like this.
Honestly, I would say, welcome to the HBW Podcast, your front row seat to women shaping Houston's business culture community. I'm Jessica Martin Howell, and I'm the Executive Director here at Houston Business Women. Today, before we brought in our guests, I am so excited to start with the room of executive directors that we have here. So to start off, I would love for you to meet some of the ladies that are shaping our community here at HBW. I'd like to first introduce you to Emma.
Hey, girl.
My name is Emma Poi, Director of Events, and I have my company, Immaculate Conceptions, which is an event company.
Awesome.
And Miss Hannah.
Oh, yes. I am Hannah Atherton.
Welcome, Hannah.
I'm the Director of Philanthropy, and I own the Motor Club Events, which is an event venue in Houston.
Miss Danielle J. Martin.
Thank you. Don't forget the J. Danielle J. Martin. I'm the Director of PR and the founder and CEO of Authentic Media, where I help invisible women become recognized authorities in their industries.
And Miss Abrielle Laurent.
Yes, my name is Abrielle Laurent. I am the Director of Marketing for Houston Business Women, and I'm also the founder of Eden 11, which is a brand strategy and creative direction company centered around helping women to creative direct their life.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, look
Wow.
at you.
Who's Jessica?
Oh, yeah. So when I'm not when I'm not helping HBW, I run Elevate X Marketing. So we're a marketing firm here in Houston.
When she's not running HBW.
Period.
Come on.
Which is wonderful because now I have these ladies helping me. So it's been a really great journey. So HBW has actually been around for 8 years. And we currently have a community of over 25,000 women. So
Wow.
that's on our socials, people who come to our events. We're kind of moving and shaking if we do this ourselves.
Come on.
So we are known for our annual summit, our Galentine's Girls Night Out, and then mixing Girls Night Out with also such important philanthropy and also networking and community building. So we have some exciting things happening this year, and people are wondering, why did we start a podcast?
I like how we all have time on our hands.
Yes. So I'm going to pivot over to Danielle. You've been doing all of our PR behind the scenes, and I feel like sometimes PR is behind the scenes.
It is.
It
Yeah.
is. And so now it's great. We have this visibility. Why is it important for everybody else?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Well, one of the first things that we wanted to focus on is how can we position ourselves to not only be known for networking, but helping other women be known in the industries that they're in specifically. So we didn't want this to just be a marketing move. It was very strategic around we need to give people behind the scenes overview of what HBW does, but also give women in the organization a platform to also have visibility themselves, like so people can connect and learn and grow from them. And so honestly, starting a podcast was an opportunity for us to be seen in a way that I don't think people really get to know or understand who we are. until we tell our story. The best way to tell your story is put a mic in front of you and get on camera, right? And so I said, we need to make this the next move, but not just make it about the board. Let's make it about the women in our organization. The best way to do that is to have a platform that gives them an opportunity to share their story. And so I'm really excited because I said, Jessica, we have to also give it behind the scenes of the women on the board who are also running this thing. One of the things about PR is telling the story. One of the things that we're doing with HBW this year is we're rebuilding, we're remodeling in a way that's positioning us to where people know that when it comes down to business, when it comes down to corporate leaders, you've got to connect with this group. And so I thought it was a great opportunity for us to just position ourselves in the market to be known that, hey, if you're running a business, if you're a corporate leader, if you're a C-suite person in your industry, just know you're not alone, because there's thousands of women that are just like you, and we have a community for that. So looking forward to showcasing not only who we are as a board, but the women that we're connected to, because we can't do this alone. So I'm really excited to share all the exciting things. The podcast is just one of the things that we have coming this year, but I'm sure people will find out later on that there's also the magazine coming out and some other exciting opportunities for women to showcase who they are.
So what I'm hearing is Houston businesswomen mean business. All right. Well, we're going to pivot over to Abby and Danielle. So we've been talking visibility and voice. So is there a difference between giving someone a platform and amplifying them? And what is that big difference that you guys see?
So I think giving somebody a platform, you might be putting them in the room. They could be around the right people. They can be able to network. They can have the spaces, but giving them a place to amplify their voice means giving them the connections, the resources, the strategic networking, not just get in a room with the people that are in business, but how do we strategically put you in rooms with the person that may be able to help the next venture that you have, an ambassador, a partner, a client, right? So to me, it's not just about putting them there. Once they get there, what are we doing with them so that we can amplify their voice and support their business?
Yeah.
Very well said, for sure. I think too, it's realizing people can connect through stories, but people sometimes feel like they don't have a story to tell because they don't feel like they're being seen and heard in a way to where people can connect with them until, we put a mic in front of them and say, hey, what is your story? Now you get to speak up and have an opportunity. And I think when people start sharing their story, they start seeing themselves in that. And they're like, oh, now I can connect with you. I'm not alone. I'm not doing this business alone. And so we think it's really important to showcase the stories in HBW so people can find a way to connect, because that's why we're all doing this, essentially, right? To be known, to network, but also so they can see themselves in that story too.
So important. And I know as members too, so everyone's been a previous member of HBW, you have that moment where you are able to connect with women and you're able to kind of take it a step further, because then you see the same women, or you may have seen them at an event, or they may have been a speaker. I know, Abby, you were a speaker for Impact this year.
The first one.
Yeah,
yes.
it was exciting. And I feel like every time that we've hosted an event afterwards, people have said, oh, where's Abby? Because they see you. They know who you are.
Yes.
They want to have you as part of their community.
Absolutely. And I think people don't realize the value of that. Not just getting in front of people, but strategically supporting them in a season of their business. They'll never forget you.
Correct.
So I was telling, I'm always teaching something to somebody. So this week, I was telling that when you can get in front of somebody and pull them, let's say, off of social media, off of the Instagram algorithm, get them in front of you and actually spend time with them so that they can see your heart, your value, it changes the way that your relationships build with those individuals, and it collapses time in them getting to know you and potentially wanting to be a client, a partner, a collaborator. So yes, the impact session was great. And you're right. After that, I felt like it was the best introduction to HBW because I showed up with value at the forefront, and then people remembered after that.
Yeah. And I think too, people, the women that we were coming across wanted the conversations to continue, right? It was like once the event was over, it was like, oh, I want to stay connected with you. I want to learn more about you and your business and how you're doing that. And I think that was another reason why we decided to create this platform to continue the conversation and bring women that are just like them to say, hey, like this is what I'm doing behind the scenes. And even though we may not be able to connect this week or this month, you can now be kind of involved in their world by listening to what they're doing behind the scenes. And so I think that's also another reason why we decided to do this platform is to continue the connection, continue the conversation, in hopes too, if like you see that your story is valuable, like you have an opportunity to be a part of this as well.
Yep. So Jessica say, you're welcome.
No. And I will say that's a big shout out to our founder, Vanessa.
Yeah.
She was able to create this totally by herself. I have all of you. She was able to create it by herself and be really the change in Houston.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Vanessa, this is a big shout out to you. Thank you for creating something that's so wonderful that we can build on. So.
If you've been watching this show, I'm sure you're wondering, I have a story to tell. Well, guess what? We want to hear it.
The HBW Podcast and magazine are looking for Houston women who are building something, leading something, and creating something. So business owners, corporate leaders, creatives, if your story has your blueprint on it, then there's a seat at the table for you.
That's right. If you know that visibility is your next level, a part of your strategy, and you want to showcase your story, your business, this is an opportunity for you to join and share that. Go ahead and find that link in the description below. Now, let's get back to today's episode.
All right. So what is the story about the community that you've been trying to tell and just haven't had quite the right vehicle? So we kind of chatted a little bit about this. And with the podcast, with the magazine, all of these new visibility features that we have, why should someone who maybe they're already a founder, they're already in that C-suite level, why should they come and be a part of this if they already feel like, hey, I have a huge platform already? What might pivot them into saying, okay, I want to be a part of the Houston businesswomen community? Where are they going to find the value of being visible?
She's looking at me, so yeah. So I think no matter what season of business you're in, there's always something that you are working on, developing in, growing in. And you would be surprised the people that you could connect with and meet, even if you feel like you are far along in business. Maybe you've had a lot of monetary success, but you're in a pivot season where you need somebody who supports mental health or mindset, or you are starting a brand new business, even though you've been successful in another one. And you can meet or connect with somebody who has like interest or value in that specific business that you're starting. So I feel like no matter what season you're in, y'all know entrepreneurship is not a straight line. No. We're always doing this. And I feel like there's always a connection to be made. And not only that, there's also a place to give as well. As much as we want to be in spaces that can pour into us, there's so much value in making sure that we don't go places alone, that we pull people up with us.
Absolutely.
So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
I think the three things is being reminded of our mission is like helping women connect, lead, and grow, right? And I think, like Abby said, it's like, of course, when you get past connection, you also need someone to help you lead in a different way. When you get to another level in business, that takes another level of leadership and mindset and perspective. And if you don't have anyone around you helping you develop that mindset, you're technically doing it alone. And then growing is because connecting with women remind you, hey, you can grow past this $5 million stint in sales and know that you don't, like, you can grow past this and know that like you can go beyond and above that. But I think sometimes like when you get stuck in your silo community or self, it's like, oh, I've made it. I'm good. I'm done. But one thing we can all agree with, we're always going to want community, but also belonging as well. And so I think we're just reminding our community, like, you don't have to do it alone. There's people around you. And when you get to that space of stuck, it's like, hey girl, I need help. Like, how do I get past this? Like, connect me with someone that you might know and vice versa.
And I love what you had said too about giving back.
Yes.
So a huge part of HBW is with our philanthropy. And so, yeah. And Hannah has been moving and shaking. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the philanthropy. So maybe you are, like Danielle and Abby were saying, you're right where you want to be in business. Now you're looking for maybe not the next business move, but how do I give back to the community? What does HBW give as an outlet to give back?
Yeah. So this year we're really planning a lot of like different volunteer opportunities, but also wanting to uplift a lot of nonprofits in the Houston area that are supporting, like young girls. So we just volunteered with Girls on the Run.
Yeah.
This past Saturday. It was a lot of fun. There's just so many organizations that are, trying to make an impact on the community through different causes, different platforms. And we just want to be able to give them a voice and to kind of grab their hand and say, we're here to help too.
That's right.
We mean more than just business. We also want to give back in that way too. So that's also important.
Yeah, because as a businesswoman, you want to be rounded.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're only focused on the profits and you're only focused on self-development, there comes a point where you need those connections, or you might, you need something else to do. So let's talk about networking, shall we?
And great segue. What, pray tell, do you want to know?
Great.
Tell us all about what we have planned out for the summer. So if you don't know, Emma has this whole, calendar of things. If there is something that you don't necessarily prefer to do, like stand there and have a sip while you try and network, then we have shopping. We have more of a girls' night out feel. We have more of a networking feel. We have speakers. Tell us about what the summer catalog looks like, and then what they can expect when you show up in the room.
Well, as most of these ladies have said, the reason why we have Houston Businesswomen is the growth, right? I don't believe in networking just to grab a drink and talk, right? In a platform like this, you want to have events to where you grow and you're placed in those rooms, but it means something. So this summer, we have these member-only inspired dinners that are about getting to the core of who people are.
Yeah.
Not just as business women, not just as leaders, but women. Who are we? At the core, we can all say that we have something we can relate to one another with, right? So these conversations, I've kind of catered a gambit of games toward each lady. We're only inviting about 10 to each dinner. Get your tickets while you can. But just to get, who are you?
Yeah.
Why are you? What are you, right? And I think that's important because the past dinner that we had, it kind of jumpstart those dinners. And most of everyone said it's probably the best event that they've had so far.
Yeah.
Not that our networking has not made impact, but people want to be seen. You said that earlier. People want to be seen. They want to feel seen, and these do it for them. However, we still have our monthly networking, 6 weeks at a time, at a span, and that is where we see women grow. We have the conversations. We put the platforms. In May, we have something really exciting that we haven't done before. And we're spotlighting women's businesses. Houston Businesswomen, we're spotlighting your businesses. Members want to be seen. They want their businesses to be seen. And we're allowing them to be seen by bringing the crowd to them. And those who can sell, those who serve, that's the opportunity that we can have and showcase at that time. So get ready to see a whole bunch of things posted on our Instagram, our LinkedIn, and more to come, but that's summer events.
Yeah.
Just for summer.
Yeah.
Just for summer.
Just for summer.
And we're going to add the podcast and everything else to it too. So we're quite busy.
I didn't want to speak on her shopping piece because it's philanthropy, but that's another.
Shopping.
Yeah.
So if
Giving
you
it
like
back.
food,
Yeah.
if you like to shop, and if you just want to meet a new friend, we have something for you.
And later in the year, learning too. Like we're going to take the impact session conversation, and Danielle and I are working on something special for the end of the year so that the learning can continue, and that not only are you growing your network, but also your skills, your strategies.
I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
And of course, Summit. We can't forget
Oh,
Summit.
yes.
Okay.
No one can.
Summit in September.
Here we go.
Summit is
Yeah.
a big deal. I remember when I heard about the summit last year, I got so much FOMO. Just the pictures alone, the color was bright, but the conversations I was hearing that came from Summit, I was really encouraged, number one, and I just wanted to be there. So I knew I had to be a member. You have to be a member. And then, having the opportunity to come on the board was really exciting. But Summit, we have really powerful women on our panels. And that's exciting on its own because the wealth of wisdom that they give, we believe in actionable insights, right? We don't believe in just inspiration and clouds and rainbows. We want to say, you want to be here, this is what you need to do, right? So push them along, give them a hand. We have fashion show, we have great food, seated dinner. Like, I'm not going to give you too much, but Summit's where you're going to want to be. And just letting you know, there were people flying out of town last year into Houston just for the Summit and flying back out. So
It's a vibe, is basically what she said.
it is.
But I want to switch gears a little bit because Jess, you've been asking us a lot of questions, but I have some for you as well.
Oh,
We're putting
So Miss Madam, Executive Director. The podcast is going to reach CEOs, C-suite executives, founders, ambitious women who have options. Why should a woman who's already at the top of her field, and we kind of talked about this a little bit, but I would love your perspective. What would she get here in HBW? And especially since you have seen kind of like the evolution of HBW, what do you think is here for those women?
Yeah. So like you said, it's an evolution. So we have 2 memberships based on this evolution. So we have your insiders who come in, maybe you've just started a business, maybe you might have started a business before and now we're starting our new business and we're just kind of getting a feel. Every business group in Houston has a different vibe. And so coming and networking and figuring out who our members are, who we are, it's very important. And that's how you get plugged in. So we have that. That's your very beginning. And they can kind of see the evolution of where their path is going to go being a part of HBW. Now we also have women of influence. Those are the ladies who they're founders. They're in the C-suite. They are rocking and rolling. They're very comfortable in business. And they're ready for that visibility piece. And that visibility is going to come through the podcast. It's going to come through even coming to our networking events, but also being speakers. So a lot of people they ask, oh, how do I become a speaker? How do I become a speaker? Or how am I on the podcast? How do I become a cover woman on your magazine? It starts with being a member and it starts with showing up and networking. We have applications come in all the time. And it's fun because our community is small enough that I know exactly who you are.
She does. She knows y'all by name and by face, literally.
what you do, all the things.
Because that's part of being a woman in business. You know who is in your network, you know who's in your community.
That's good.
And when you do that, then you have more, just more visibility. So it'll be exciting because those are the ladies who get to be a little bit more, they get to be on the inside of HBW because you get to be maybe even the poster child for our magazine. It'll be, our cover woman is what I should call it. Yeah. Our cover woman.
Hey guys, we wanted to just interrupt this episode to let you know that our annual Women's Summit is coming back this September. You're not going to want to miss it because we're going to have an elevated experience where we're going to be featuring speakers, C-suite women, executives, business owners, and also vendors in a fashion show, you guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Go ahead and grab your tickets today. You can find that link in the description below.
So you said on the inside of HBW. So that leads me to my next question. And we want the tea on this question, Jess. Because people are building companies, they're building businesses. They may be aspiring to create something similar, like an organization of this size. What are some of the behind the scenes, like things that almost didn't go well, but they wound up working out? Or just give us insight into what it takes, the messiness, maybe the chaotic days, like whatever you're willing to share about what it takes to grow an organization like this.
Definitely. So again, I'm going to give it back to Vanessa because she did create all the processes. And I will say the processes, I have a business, and as a business owner and founder, that's the hardest part. The second hardest is getting people interested, getting them in the door and interested. And especially after COVID, I feel like a lot of people are okay being virtual. We're okay being online. I have my LinkedIn, I have my Facebook friends. We're okay being online. And so getting people to realize that they do get that real value is very hard to convey sometimes. Sometimes it's really hard to get people to come in, even if it's just themselves. Entrepreneurship is lonely. And sometimes you don't have an entrepreneur friend. In fact, most of my friends are corporate. So they don't quite understand the value of being in a group of women who you're going to go to a training, you're going to go sit down and listen. They understand that, but they don't get I need to have a friend who also understands the challenge.
Yeah.
So coming to our events and being able to be welcomed by our board and find a friend. And that's something that I think HBW really strives for, is that when you come in, even if you're not a member, this could be your first event, you feel like you're already a part of things.
Yeah.
Yes,
You already have a friend.
I do want to say that because I think our board genuinely does want to connect with all the people that
Yes.
come to our events.
100%.
I watch and I review every one of you, and I do. You know, when you're a host of the events, you know, I'm always trying to make sure I'm on top of things. It's done. No, but I watch when y'all greet with intention. You spark conversations. You really genuinely want to know what is it that you're dealing with there, or what's your wins. And I love that because I do the same thing. You know, it's our events. We want to cultivate, and the women feel better. Like, so many women compliment the board after events. And I'm not used to that. You know, as even a member, I'm not used to being able to compliment a board. You know, usually they're kind of incognito, they're away, they're above and not, you know, within. So I love that we are within reach with our community.
Yeah, that's well said, for sure. Like there's a lot of women that compliment like just even our events as a whole of like, I want more. Is there more? And I think that's why we start to implement more events and more intimacy, because it was like, yes, the networking events matter, but it's like some people are looking to go deep. Yep. Like I want to go deeper with you and I want to connect with you. And I think it just goes back to community and connection. Like that's what people are longing for. Like I want to feel seen. I want to feel heard. And I think we as an organization do that well.
Correct. Yeah.
And that would be the purpose of HBW right there. So I'm glad to hear.
Oh my gosh. Any other behind the scenes that you kind of like have navigated over the last couple of years?
Tell us a story.
Tell us a story.
Give us
Oh
more
my
behind the
goodness.
scenes scoop.
One of the most memorable stories that like you can remember as it relates to HBW.
Honestly, I would say navigating Summit last year.
I knew that was good.
That, I think 2 weeks in, I realized that's when I needed a board. 2 weeks too late. And I think it's fun. It's one of those things that as a founder, and I firmly believe this, you ought to know how to do everything.
Yeah.
Correct.
And you need to be able to confidently say, I would do that if you weren't there, or whatever I'm asking you to do, I would do. And so I would say it would be setting up banners and the stage.
She still does that, by the way.
And all of the things 30 minutes before Summit happened, not knowing who's going to show up. I had a lot of people RSVP. I had a lot of people get tickets. Are there going to be myself and my favorite 5 people? And so just like that panic ensues, and just putting that banner up, and I was like, wow, okay, everything looks great. It was like a moment of relief. When you're just able to go, whoa, okay, we made it through. But anytime I think of last year, Summit is what sticks out. Just the planning process.
Core
Which
memory.
this year, it is. That's all I think about from July until October 2025. Summit happened. So, but that's also something too. This year, we're going to get our members a little bit more involved. So if you're interested in being involved in Summit, we're going to do some subcommittees. So we're going to be playing on people's strengths, silent auction, giveaways, just event planning, helping Emma with the vendors, really being able to.
He's like, sign up today.
Link in our bio. No. And
Yes.
and just being able to get people who, because we have such wonderful new members.
We do.
have
We
wonderful
do.
older members who are original members. So,
For sure.
and people are ready to be involved. And they really want to be involved. Sometimes they don't know how to be. So if you're hearing this is your cue. Come be involved. Our board wants you to be involved. If you've never joined HBW, if you've never even seen us other than this podcast, first off, our marketing is impeccable if that's the case. And secondly, we want you to come. We want you to be a part of things.
Yeah, that's very well said. I want to go back to what Emma said. She was like laughing at Jessica that she still to this day is like putting up banners herself, by the way. So, you know, in case you see her walking in at an event, like this is a different type of executive director. Okay. Like she's not like, oh, see you She's like, let's hang the sign.
Literally,
and, like
I'm
doing
always different.
everything.
I'm always attracted
Emma's
to
like,
servant
"I'm
leaders.
here."
Oh yeah. Jessica's definitely a servant leader.
Overseers.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jessica, what are you doing? She's like, I'm setting up the banner and like the wind is blowing. She's like, I'm gonna get it up. I'm like, we can do that for you. Go sit down. But yeah, I love that.
I love that. Oh my gosh. No, I'm looking forward to involving more members into our ecosystem because, you know, I think, like you said, a lot of people are looking to get involved. And so I'm sure there'll be a list of things, but definitely if you're interested in the podcast, getting featured in the magazine, there'll be links in the description below that you guys can get in contact with us so you can apply to be a part. And then, of course, Summit. I'm sure we'll have a link somewhere that you guys can apply and be a part of like the committees. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And so I believe we are at the rapid fire questions, y'all.
So here we go. Here we go.
So
What is the rapid fire? You want to explain it for us?
the fire of rapid. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect answer.
We need to cut that.
Yes, Jessica.
This is just more of let's get to know our board a little bit.
Okay.
So people see your faces, you
Yes.
see each other.
Let me get the
at
timer
the
ready.
networking events, all the things.
Yeah.
So let's just do a little mini deep dive.
All right.
We're going to start with you, Emma.
Oh, fun.
Okay, we got the timer going.
Okay. How many minutes do we get?
We get 30
Minutes.
That's
rapid fire.
Oh, 30
I got a lot to
seconds.
say.
30 seconds. Okay, that's including the questions. Okay.
Oh, wait. I have it. Okay. Yes, that's great. Perfect.
Whenever
I have
you're
too
ready.
many cards.
Go.
Danielle, you well prepared me. I love it. Okay.
Okay.
What's your favorite book?
The Bible.
Okay.
It really is.
That was a really
Quick
fast
answer.
answer. Okay. Hannah, what does success actually feel like versus what you thought it would feel like?
Chaotic. And success is not just like a moment where you're like, oh, everything's perfect. It's still chaotic. Yeah.
I like that. So Danielle,
Oh gosh.
what are you building for next?
Wow, let's
I can't help myself.
I'm getting ready to go on tour.
For
And I'm
what?
also building a program. Okay.
That's very casual.
Right. Drop that out there.
I try to have an ambitious answer, putting it out in the atmosphere. Okay.
Oh, so it's not real?
Yeah. I mean, it's coming.
Okay. Okay.
It's
I'm speaking-
manifestation.
yeah, she's
That, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to go on tour.
Come on, tour.
And I'm about to open a program. But okay, your turn.
And Abby, I want to know what your favorite book is because I think
Okay.
you are
I'm always
like
ready.
our-
Yes.
Yes.
So can I say, I have to say one?
in 30 seconds. You
Okay,
can say
favorite.
as many as you want.
So The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer,
One book.
Return to Love by Marianne Williamson, and I'll stop.
You got time. You got time. That's
Return to Love by Marianne Williamson.
okay.
How about one book and tell us
Ishmael.
why?
Ishmael.
Yeah, read it. You'll love it. And Life of Pi will
Okay,
be
I
mine.
do love
Life
that
of Pi
one.
is
So
good.
she's
Yeah.
She's a reader.
She
Life of
is.
Pi is great.
Do you actually read the physical book or you?
I used to.
Or you listen?
I'm an audio now
Oh, okay.
because I drive to New Orleans a lot. So I'll put it on an audiobook and just listen while I drive. Yeah.
I'm not.
I wish I could physical now, but
I can't. I'll be thinking about 10 other things. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I was supposed to do this.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
So is it weird that I do both? I like to.
at the same time,
I've never
Wait,
heard
what?
that.
You read and listen to the same
I
thing?
can't.
That is
Yeah, so
it's just
like
silly.
Emma Greed's book, I actually like listening to her voice. So then I just like read the book while she like talks.
It's like super hyper focused.
Yeah.
You probably have a lot
maybe
better
that
attention
works.
than all of us do.
She
I
does.
mean, just it just helps with the reading.
with you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like listening is better because I feel like I can get through the book faster.
I can't.
Like reading by myself, I'm like, okay, we read this like 3 times. What about you, Jess?
Ooh, I like Likeable Badass. It talks about
that is you.
Mhm. I like it a lot. And then she talks about how to be likable, but also get things done. So,
That's
in a
literally you in a
likable way.
nutshell. That was her in a nutshell.
All right, Emma, what does success actually feel like versus how you thought it might feel like?
Okay, first question. I'll let you know when I get there. I'm so weak. I don't think success is like finite destination.
not.
You know, I just don't. So
So
to
when
be
you reach a
continued.
milestone,
Okay.
how
that's-
does that
That's
feel?
better because I'm very. When I reach a milestone, because I am very intentional, especially with my time and efforts, it feels like okay, cool, push through. I like that. I don't like saturating myself in a moment. So I do want to speak to what I want to do next. So yeah. And then the second question was?
Oh, versus how you thought it would feel. But I feel like that's more of a huge milestone.
Yeah.
I crossed a huge milestone.
Well, as a child, you think success is like something that is handed to you and you jump up and down and yippee, but it is more chaotic than anything. So yeah.
Wow. All said.
Hello? Oh my gosh, Emma. So our annual Women's Summit returns this September, reimagined for an unforgettable evening experience.
Wait, you're serious? Something new is on the horizon.
Y'all, you don't want to miss this event. This year, we're bringing an amazing celebration with panelists, vendors, and a mini fashion show.
Last year, over 250 women came specifically for this event. The summit's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss out. There's no FOMO on this one.
All right, Hannah, what are you building next? Which I feel like you
Literally.
you just had a moment.
Great question for her.
So this week.
No, right?
Well, yeah, that's a good. We just launched our engineering, like our parts manufacturing
It's so nice.
this last week. So I'm still a bit in the weeds on that one. I can't even think about anything past that. So.
Well, you just got your real estate license too, right?
I did do that, yeah. And I'm about to list my first house for sale. I'll be done this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I guess that's the next.
So that's why she said it was chaotic. Yes.
That lot.
Irons on the fire.
Yeah, I always sign myself up for too many things. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that'll be coming next. Listing a house.
Okay, Danielle, your favorite book.
Okay, so right now I'm reading a book called Knowing by Pastor Terry Roberts. Also, Start With Your Why is another good one. I like The Alchemist. That's a really, really good one. But yeah, I think my favorite book is honestly whatever I'm reading in that season. Like, is that fair to say? Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if I have like, oh, am I going to go back and read this one? But I think it's like whatever I'm reading. And of course, like Start With Yourself is currently what I'm reading too. So that's also really good. Yeah, whatever I'm reading in that season is my favorite book.
Because you're different in that season, right?
No,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go off script for you.
Okay.
Let's go.
We were talking about at our member dinner
Yeah.
where you see yourself in the next 10 years. What's your headline going to be? And I just want you to share it on the podcast so that I have something to go back to.
Because we got to play this during my
Yes.
Oscars acceptance.
I do.
So it's going to say, she does it again. EGOT winner. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
That's it.
Wow.
Period.
Period.
She does it again.
Period.
You need to start shirts.
Which I love.
I share.
She does it again.
She does it back. She keeps talking about the Oscars, which is why I love her so much. That's why I'm like,
It's going to happen, y'all. Y'all think I'm joking.
We don't think you're joking. Oh, we believe you fully.
It's happening. Y'all just got to stay friends with me so y'all could be in the front row.
We'll be. Generally, stay connected just for Oscars. She'd be like, I'm done with you afterwards.
So that's another perk of HBW now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing?
Oscars.
That's it.
Okay, I'm curious, Jess. Can you answer that question? What does success feel like? Is that the question? Feel like and look like to you? Because you are in a position of success.
Yeah.
So how does it feel?
Ooh, I think that it's a roller coaster.
Yep.
So some days you're like, wow, I did this. This is great. And then it's normally coupled by, oh my gosh, I need to go do that. And especially when you hit a level of success, there almost becomes this like internal panic, like, what do I do now?
Yep.
Like now I've hit that spot. I've hit that mile marker. What's the next thing? What do I do now? So I love that our questions kind of follow up with like, where are you headed now? And a lot of our members too, I feel like have that same, I've noticed this comes up in networking a lot, where they've reached this place or they're looking and they're starting to plan out what their next goal is going to be. And that's why community is so important, because I never would have thought, oh yeah, that's a great goal to have. Or, oh, I've never thought about reading that book, or this is so inspiring. You got your real estate license. What does that look like?
Yeah.
How could that be something that either I'm interested in doing or that's a total industry pivot. So
Yeah.
what's a different industry that I'm looking at that I could be? So I think that's why
Yeah.
but
Can I say
chaotic.
something on that before we close out, Jess? Because I know we have to close out. I was listening to Yeah, no, I love it here. I love it here.
He's like, I know the production.
So Emma was talking about the feeling of like, okay, I don't feel like I've gotten there yet. Like there's more, more to do. I heard you say the same thing, and I'm the same way. And I've been thinking a lot about this because as ambitious women, we're always chasing next. And what I've been trying to do, trying is the operative word, is to bask in like where I'm at. Even though I want to obviously be on the Oscar stage, what have I done in this season that's worth celebrating, actually? Like, I know some people are like, don't go over the top and celebrate yourself. I went to Spa World today because I had a really great challenge last week. And so I think there's something to be said about ambitious women slowing down enough to appreciate what all they've done. Because we do a lot, y'all, that 90% of people aren't doing. And I think because we do so much, we just normalize it. So I wanted to share that, but I'll let you close out.
No, and I think
so
that's
good.
I have something to add also. With it. Sorry.
Interject, baby.
Well, it made me think of, for our team, like, we struggle a lot with the highs and the lows of like everything that we've done. And so we implemented, it was kind of a joke, but at first, but I made it serious. They all think I should have been an elementary school teacher because of this idea. But we do wows every week. It's wins of our week. It stands for that.
I love that.
And every Friday morning, our whole team, all of our staff will come and we'll write it. Each person has to have at least like a couple wows of the week. We'll write it all down and talk about it. Sometimes we talk about the negative things that have happened that week if it, was a big deal. But we always come back to the, what did we do well? What went well? What are we working on? Because we always kind of get stuck in
The things to fix.
yeah. And it's hard, especially for like a small team or even just for yourself. Like just if it's just you on your team, make notes, like do your wins of the week. Remember that.
That's true.
Because it can get lost in like the day-to-day of everything.
Yes.
So sorry,
And I
just
also,
wanted
no,
to.
I think success
That's
feels
good.
differently when you go slower
Yes.
Yeah.
because there's so many times that you have a successful moment. You're like, cool, check. Now the
And
next thing.
Yeah.
Instead of really having that moment to savor, wow, this is what success feels like.
For
Versus
now.
like, yeah, for right now.
Oh
and
my
then
God,
having a
that's so
moment and
good.
then moving on.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. I like that. Okay. Come
And
on.
I'll
She's
be
getting
preaching.
ready for her own podcast.
Lord, here we go. Moving on. It's back to Jess.
It's actually back to Danielle. So
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
have you close it out as our
Yes.
wonderful PR
Yeah.
and tell people what to expect next.
For sure. I'm super excited. One, thank you all for being here, the board, for following instructions. You guys, I get 5 people to do this. Totally kidding. But this podcast is for Houston women who have built something, who have led something, and that have something on the way. We have a community for you. And so be looking out for the HBW podcasts. It's going to be focused on elite and ambitious women who are going to be giving you the blueprint of what it took for them to build what they have today. So stay tuned. We look forward to seeing you guys next time.